Hey, everybody. Hello, my friends. Where are you guys? What are you doing? It's a great day here. And how are you tracking what's going on your Facebook pages? You're in business, right? Yep, that's a yes. You're doing stuff. You're putting out posts, you're talking to people, but uh, are you tracking your activities? We're going to talk about that today because that is important. Because you want to know, one, if you're growing, or you want to be able to identify growth, right? You want to know, two, if this what you're doing is actually making sense. Is it resonating with your audience? Is it giving you some results? Are people, attracted? Whatever your intentions are. So let's talk about a little tracking today because I know when I started out, oh my goodness, when I started out with this business, I had no idea. I'm like, tracking? I'll track anything. Why am I tracking? But then, as time goes on, I realize how important this is. So I want to share with you today a little bit, for a few minutes, how important this tracking is. Very important. All right. So if you're joining me live, let me know where you're joining from. And if you're watching the replay, let me know where you're watching from as well. Come back and give you a shout out. Leave a comment. If you can, let me know how this resonates with you as I go along this video. So, tracking, my friends, tracking. Are you tracking what you're doing? Are you actually, recording some data or some data, whatever you want to call it, some data, some data? You know how it is. Are you actually recording some kind of a activity? What's going on your page? So we're gonna you. Everybody has a different system. And so we're gonna, you're gonna be able to choose which system you want to use, but what you're gonna do is to begin to track your information, begin to track your data, begin to track your data, how whatever you want to call it, right? We have different accents, we have different way of pronouncing the A and all that good stuff. It really doesn't matter. Bottom line is the numbers, right? Want to know, am I getting attraction? Am I getting engagement? How kind of reach is going on? Is Facebook or Instagram? Are people seeing my stuff? So want to see the activity is very important. The ones that you do and the return on your investment, right? Okay. So for those of you who have not met me before, my name is Yvette Garel, and I come to you live on this community every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. We talk Mondays mindset. We talk a little bit about ourselves, how we're doing, how we're feeling, how we're thinking, because we are the engine behind our business, right? Yeah. But on Wednesdays, we get a little bit closer into the business. We talk social media strategies, tips and tools. We look at ways how we can improve our business here on social media. We actually look at how the growth, So here we are, and we're going to talk about that today. So I come in here to help. I come in here to share with you guys some things that I've been doing and some things that I've been learning. As I learn it, I'm going to bring it over to you. As I learn it and it works, yep, I'm going to let you know. So I ask you to just leave a comment at the end. Just make sure that what we talk about here, you're putting it into practice. This is just a suggestion. Yeah, it's not an end all be all, or I'm not like telling you that you need to do this or you must do this, but this is what has been working for me, and I'm going to share it with you. Okay, so let's go. What are we tracking? So let's dial back a little bit to see what we're talking about here. Okay, so we've been coming from talking about posting on our social media pages, what we post on our social media pages. We've been talking about content. We've been talking about what the content is doing. We're talking about different types of content, what these different types of content does. We've been talking about people engaging with our content. Okay. We've been talking about folks are commenting. We talked about people, a reaction, a like, an emoji here and there. All right. And so we have also talked about when we post, why do we post those things? Our intention behind the post. And we're talking about what are we looking for? What are we looking forward to? when we post? Are we just throwing stuff out there like we're throwing spaghetti on the wall and hope that it sticks? Remember now, we're here as entrepreneurs, you're in business. We're in business, we are here to provide solution for people's problems. Okay. So if you don't know what your purpose here on this page or on any of your pages that you're here on Facebook trying to sell your stuff or to provide a service or an opportunity, what is your old purpose? So you got to get that down. And once you know that, yes, you want to help as many people that you possibly can. But how can you help those people? And what are you going to help them with? Okay, so we already did that. We're going to go that over again, but we are at a point now where, okay, we've got some traction on our page. All right, what am I going to do with it? What am I going to do with these people that are raising their hands or taking out their credit card and be like, hey, I want to try your stuff. I want to do this. What are we going to do with it? How are we going to actually manage that process? That's where we are right now. So, I don't know. Everybody has a different strategy, a different process that works. Now, you now have an opportunity, if you don't have one, to choose. If you already have one, then you continue. Now, we have a lot of software out there that you can employ, but we have the good old Google Sheets. We have the good old Google Docs. We have the good old calendar. You know, you can get your calendar. I got my calendar here that my calendar is really fat. That that's really a lot of work. That I can, find my page. You choose a place and you can list the names. You can make your own table through Excel on your computer. Get a calendar, get a print those. They have some downloadable calendars on the internet. You can print them off. I'm sure I have one or two here that I did print off because I'm about to do some work. So I did go ahead and print off some printable calendars here. I want to show you. Yeah, oops. Where is that? Oh Lord. I don't know. I know I have a few here. Yeah. Here you go. Oops. I got a few here. See? Got a few here. So I print off these. You can print these off the internet with the week, or you can print it off with the month. Now, then you can set it up. Put the captions how you want to. Okay, so remember now we are posting in so many different places so we're for example, you're posting in stories. So you want one sheet or one slide for your stories. Okay. So first of all, you want to write down or you want to list your captions. What did you post? So you want to what did you post? Your type of post, sometimes the name, the date, or the time of day, and so on and so forth. So we want to what's the word, Yvette? We want to capture data here. We want to document some things because that is going to help you to come up with a system to know when to post, what to post, and maybe what time. Yeah, the time. And because you're now trying to service your audience. Huh? So you're going to document what did the type of post, what the name, what did you post, the time, and so on and so forth, right? So now you're going to, make your captions. You can decide how many columns you want. You can decide how many rows you want. You can decide what you want. What are you trying to capture? It doesn't matter. You decide what you want to capture. But it doesn't matter as long as you capture the data that you want. Now, do that for a week. Do that for 2 weeks. You choose the time frame. But choose a time frame. So a week. So stories, all those captions, you choose a week. Now, within that week, every day you're posting 1 story, 2 story, 3 stories. They recommend that at least minimum you post 3 stories per day. So you post 3 stories. Okay, what time of day? You post one at 9, maybe you post one at 12, and you post one at 6. You choose your time frame. It's your audience. You're servicing your audience. Think about it. When stores open up at 10 o'clock and they close at 6 o'clock, They have that window. There's a reason they open up at that window. There's a reason they don't open 24 hours. There's a reason they open 24 hours. See where I'm going? Yeah. So it's the same thing. Think about where you work. Some places go for 24 hours. Some places close down at a certain time. Then you work at 9 to 5. Maybe when you leave at 5, there's another shift coming in to work until 1 o'clock in the morning or 12 or whatever. The nature of the business. This is an online business we're talking about here. The internet is open 24 hours. The people you serve are all over the world. When we are sleeping, some people are waking up or awoke and they're working. So remember, you got to keep that in the back of your head. Where, how far reaching your audience is? Where are your people? So now we're gonna have that in the back of our mind. My people are in Sweden. My people are in Australia. So I gotta take care of my people, right? Okay. So that's just a PSA. Just put that in. Put that. That's a side note. Okay, but it's very important. So when you're making up this tracker, as I would call it, this sheet, you're documenting your data, you're putting down information. Because how many of you know that every corporation, every company, every business, it doesn't matter, even in your household, information, when you can track information, document it, and come up with a result, you evaluate it at the end of the day, you know what's worked, what's not working, what you really need to change. Every business does that. Every corporation, the government does that. That is why some things, oh yeah, we love that thing. And then soon after, we buy it 3 months after, it's gone. Maybe they didn't sell it as many as they wanted to. So there's a plan in place. And that's the same thing I'm trying to get here, bring here for you to think about. There's always a plan, an intention reaching towards a result. It's no different here, my friends. So let's come back home here. So we're going to track our data, okay? So we start off with our stories. Okay, 3 stories today. At tomorrow, you might want to check how is it doing? You know, how many people have responded? How many people have messaged or, you know, whatever. Put that number down. Then you might want to maybe track your people. Who actually is seeing my stuff? Are these some of my people that I want to talk to about what I have to offer? Yeah. So if those are your people, those are the kinds of people you're looking for, then you got a name. Because in the stories, most of the time, the interaction, at least all the time, comes out of your personal profile. Those are the people on your friends list, and those are your friends. And so they're resonating with your story. But don't you know that, yes, sometimes your friends, they want to hear what's going on as well. So you can choose, huh? But sometimes other persons may look at your story as well. And now you have an opportunity down at the bottom of the story. Facebook will let you know that these persons are not in your contacts, are not in your on your friends list, or not in your on your social, on your profile. Okay, now so you can look at it on your phone. You can look at it on your computer. You need to right now be starting to track what's going on with all those stories I've been posting, all that information I've been giving out through my stories. What are these people saying? Are they liking it? Are they resonating with it? What are the comments? Now, you also need to be using those features that are embedded in the story section, or just let me go here and show you what I'm talking about here. Now, behind our story, when you get to your story, right? You get here. So I'm on my page. And I want to post a story, right? And say I chose this story, okay? Right? I chose that story. Up here, they have all these filters. And so I could go back there and I could choose something, right? But right up here, I could do a question I do captions, I can do polls, I can all kinds of stuff. So a lot of folks, the popular things that they're doing in these stories are polls. They may have a thing that they want to introduce and ask people how they like it. Yes, no, you agree, disagree, that kind of stuff. Or they can ask a question. And in the stories feature, in the stories, then you get some answers. You get some answers. And so you try that because somebody might want to know a little bit more of what you're talking about. Maybe they just want to share a little laugh. Maybe it's like, oh my goodness, tell me more about this information. Or they'll be like, you know what? Yeah, I agree with you. I remember those days. Or you know what? I never thought I'd remember that. But yeah, thanks for bringing it to my attention. That's for your story. So you'll be tracking the numbers. So you can track your people. You can get the names, time of day, numbers, and so on and so forth. When you so that at the end of that week, you might have come up with an idea. You come up with a trend. What's going on here? Now that I have all this data in front of me, or this data in front of me, what is it saying? So some of you, like myself, we all did stats, right? I think the first time I did statistics in college, it blew my mind. I was like, what on earth is all of this? I love me some maths, right? But the statistics, I was like, oh, yeah, it drove me crazy for a while until, finally had to pass the class. Anyway, so I had to learn. So now you got your data, you got your data. Now we're going to see what these numbers represent. What's going on here with my stories? Maybe this one didn't do so well. Maybe I need to, post more this one. This is what my audience, you're trying to help your people. Are you helping them? Are you providing the information? Are you engaging them? Are you, so that is what I'm talking about. That's your stories. You can go now, use the same principle on your Facebook page. Those posts that you've posted, those pictures you've posted, those images you've posted, capture the data, the engagement, the reach. How many persons did I actually looked at my stuff? How many persons gave me a like, gave me an emoji, like? How many persons commented? What's going on with that post? I guess my people don't like that post. I'm gonna think again before I post that. Oh, they love this one. Look how many engagement, how many people reach. And Facebook is just because of how the algorithms work. When people start to resonate with your post, commenting, and Facebook is gonna keep showing it over and over again. Now, remember, two things. One, you always want to go back, even a week. And I have to remind myself of that as well, to keep going back to some of these old posts. And Facebook is very good or at helping us, even Instagram, that somebody has commented on you. Put like, where did I post that? Maybe 4 or 5 weeks ago. Somebody that's, just stumble over your thing and is going through your profile and is resonating with those posts and they made a comment. So yeah, we gotta remember now we have a tendency to kind of just keep going. Sometimes we gotta slow it down, go back to some of those posts, check your page out, see who is commenting, who has revisited some of your posts, check out your people, document them things, right? The same thing on Instagram. The same thing on your reels. Yeah, days sometimes after I post some reels, or people are commenting, or somebody liked your reels, and Siri is very helpful right here, tells me from my phone, oh hey girl, somebody liked, it gives me the name, liked your reels. Hey girl, you have from a phone number, and tells me the message. So, all these little gadgets, they're so good. But we're talking about tracking today. So that is just one way, maybe the old conventional way. We got lots of software like Trello. We have Google. You can always go in there and set up your electronic pieces, electronic way of tracking. So you don't have to do it the old school way. That way is kind of, but that if you're not familiar with some of these electronic systems, then go old school. What is important here is that you're collecting the data. Yeah, it might take you a little bit more time. But if you want to do, I use a Trello board. I find that it is pretty cool, very simple. So you go to Trello.com and you can get a free board where you can move those slides, enter data, you move the slides over, and it has a system. It's all laid out there. So Trello is good. I also use Google Docs, where I set up my spreadsheet because Google, it's saved in the cloud, so it's safe, right? So I set it up and I put my information down, track my metrics, put my numbers down, a week's worth or 2 weeks. However, a system, my friends, you've got to come up with a system. Now, we're going to talk about the rest of that on Friday. Maybe if I get a chance to use my Reflector 4, I show you how to use one of the Trello board. I see how that works. For some reason, sometimes it doesn't work so well. But anyway, we're going to try to go over that. Maybe I can probably do Zoom and share my screen. All right, so track your data, okay? Track your data. However, your system you have going on, your company has systems, or but you can come up with a system, simple but very powerful. So you want to see what's going on your page, what's working, what's not working. Do your evaluation. All right. So tracking. All right. We're doing some work here, but we want to track to see what's going on. All right, my friends, I will talk to you on Friday. I am getting ready to jump onto another meeting now. Remember to follow me here at Yvette Guerrero Online and subscribe to my ebook at yvetteguerrero.com/AMF dash book. All right. You can search me upon my personal profile. Go ahead and go on my link tree. There are lots of resources there, lots of group you can join, free information. And I'll see you on Friday. Take care now, everybody. Bye-bye.